So the next part, what we are going to cover today is your allowance plan, right? And we have discussed on that multiple times. Let's see how exactly it is done. So the task is create allowance plan. Okay. So once I go ahead and create an allowance plan, you see there are options that is going to come. And I have explained you that there are two parts, reimbursable and non-reimbursable. So once I check it, it will become a reimbursable allowance. So this section, we don't care, to be very honest with you, because this has to come from finance. For which item they are going to give the reimbursement, we will not know. This will be taken care by the finance team, and these things will not be part of your package also. So we will see at the last. Let's try to cover all the things which is non-reimbursable first. So I'm putting today's date, and let's say non-reimbursable amount-based plan. So amount-based plan is basically a fixed number that you are going to give it to any employee. You can put like WLE7 underscore performance bonus. Okay, so if I have something like this, performance bonus, then it asks you for your eligibility rule. If you want to add the eligibility rule, you can. There is no a problem in that. We can just try to do that. But again, it is not mandatory. Why? Because we can go ahead and make the changes as per the requirement. I can have the same performance bonus plan and I can use it with any job profile or compensation grade that you want to use. Okay. Does that make sense? That I want to keep the performance bonus same and I don't want to link it with any eligibility. I'll just keep it same for every people in that department. So I can just make it that way. Yeah. Right. So that is a part of it. Now I have added it. It is not necessary. Again, compensation element. What will it be? Base pay. Then amount. So I give you an example that I have hired somebody as a Workday consultant and I'm giving a package of 12 lakhs or 1.2 million INR or rupees. So in that case, what will happen? 10 lakh will be my fixed part and 2 lakh is going to be my variable. So this 2 will be coming here. Okay. And currency, I'll put it in INR. Frequency, I'll put it as annual. And you see there is an option which says no override. No override, I can check it. So that later on, no one can make any changes. There is one more thing which is very important, that I'm going to give it to my full-time employees. I'm not going to give it to a contractual worker. And then you see this option which says process eligibility and it says exclude from merit. Now, if you are building some incentive plans or some, plans which is not part of your appraisal cycle, then you can check this box. Like you have one-time payment, right? So all those are not part of your appraisals. But when you say performance bonus, it clearly indicates that it is about your performance measurement, right? And based on your grade, you're going to get the bonus. So I cannot check this. Okay, I will not check this because if I check it, then this part of the salary will not be considered in the time of your appraisals. So Workday has a typical name for appraisal cycle, which is your merit, right? So it is basically called as merit cycle also. Some companies have started using the same terminology and some company are using the common terminology as appraisals. So it all depends upon the organization where you're working and what they're using. But here it will be the same and I will not check it and I'll go ahead and click on OK. And once I click on OK, it is created. Okay. So my bonus plan is ready. I just have to combine it with the package sorry, the fixed part, and then it will become a package, which we will do at the end of this chapter, that how do we go ahead and create a package. Okay, then comes the next part. Now, what is that? Any guesses?
Unit based.
Percentage based plan. And then we have discussed on this also, that some organizations do not give you a fixed number as your variable amount. What they do, they will tell you, okay, whatever your base package is, we are going to give 10% of that as a performance bonus. So if that is 10 lakhs or 1 million, so 10% of 10 lakhs, how much it is, guys?
1 lakh.
1 lakh, right?
Yeah.
So that is how the number is decided. And this percentage is calculated on some basis. We will see what that basis is. Okay, I'm not putting any eligibility rule. You see this compensation basis. So that is where the percentage would lie. And this compensation basis is going to be your total base pay. So whatever is your fixed amount, it is basically your total base pay. And this will not change. It will always remain the base pay only. Now here you have to put the percentage, let's say 10%, and frequency. Of course, it is going to be annual. If it's performance bonus, you can check it here also, right? No override. So now you see 10% of the total base pay, whatever I'm going to get is going to be my performance bonus. And they will calculate and put that number in your package also, that, okay, in your bonus or your incentive, you're going to earn this much. And that will again be part of your package. Then comes this option which says ceiling. What do you understand by the word ceiling?
Is it the maximum that they can go up to?
Yeah, it's basically the cap. You know, you are putting a limit. So if my package is, you know, if I've kept the limit as 2 lakhs or 2 million, you know, to 200K. So if the bonus limit is 200K or 2 lakhs, my fixed package may go up to 5 million or 50 lakhs. Still my bonus will remain as 2. Does it make sense, guys?
Yes.
All right, I'll scroll it down now, and then you have this option, exclude from merit. Again, I'm not going to exclude it. It should be a part of my merit cycle, and I'll go ahead and click on OK. Now both the allowances have been created. So the task is create again the allowance plan.
Okay.
We will check that. Don't worry about it. Very quickly, we are moving today just to make sure that, you know, we are able to cover it properly. Okay.
Every time we are selecting unit-based plan, or sorry, we have done a percentage also. Sorry.
So first we checked amount based,
Amount,
then
yeah,
we
yeah.
worked on percentage
Percentage, yeah.
based, and then now we are looking into unit based. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and click on OK here. Okay. So guys, we are now into this plan, which is your unit-based plan. So unit basically means some measurement, right? So if we have some unit for some incentives, I give you an example, right? That let's say you work in a support project where you get tickets or you get cases, right? And let's say that we have a target for you that in a month you should close 40 tickets. That is your 100% productivity. If you are not matching that, if you are not able to reach 40% productivity, then you're not performing good. That's just a criteria. So there are 20 days and then you have 2 tickets per day to close. So 20 into 2, which becomes 40 days, correct? So if you have 40 tickets and let's say there's a huge backlog, the backlog has gone really high and the management decides that let's give some incentives so that people can work little extra and close more tickets, right? So they say that, okay, per ticket that you close, we'll pay you 1,000 rupees extra. Okay. And that is above the productivity target for you. So for example, I'm supposed to close 40 cases. And if I close 41, I'll get 1,000 as an incentive. That is per case. Clear? Is that understood by everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we put that as a plan? So what we will put something like WLE 7 underscore maybe backlog incentive plan, something like that. And we are not linking it with eligibility rule. Now here you see compensation element. Now compensation element is basically my base pay. But I have to select the unit because it is a unit based plan. So let's say that I have to look into units. So it will be more like cases. Let's see if I have case or cases, whatever it is. Yes, I have got a unit as case. But let me show you what are the different type of units you have. Basically, if you look into it, it will have all the units that you would have seen or understood up till now, like kilo, acre, big, box, book, bottle, box, gallon, gram, gross, right? Everything you are able to see here. So out of that, I'm going to use cases. Or if some company wants to use tickets, they can use tickets also. Okay. And then frequency. This frequency will be monthly because it says a kind of a monthly incentive. Currency, let's say I'm putting it in INR. And then if you scroll up a little bit, it says apply to FTEs. No, I'll give it to my contract workers also. It is okay. Then it says number of units. I cannot define the number of units here because we don't know how many people can close how many, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you are closing 2, then you will get 2,000. If you are closing 10, you will get 10,000. If you're closing 20 extra, you'll get 20,000. I can only define the unit. So I'll say 1,000. And then you see, you don't have that option here, exclude from merit, right? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Because these kind of plans are never part of your appraisals, or you don't have to exclude it also, right? That's the reason you will never see that type of plan here. And now I'll go ahead and click on OK. So now my all 3 plans are configured, and it is not necessary that you use everything. It all depends upon your requirement. If you want to use only amount based plan, just put amount based. If you want to use percentage based, just put percentage based. You don't need to create all 3. I just wanted to explain it to you with an example so that you can use it whenever you think is the right time.
Okay. Why you kept number of units blank here?
Okay.
Because,
We don't know, right? For example,
Okay.
you are closing the tickets. So if you can close 2 tickets, then it will be 2,000, right?
Yeah. So you have just mentioned the per unit amount.
Per unit amount. That it is decided that anybody who closes one
Mhm.
extra, they'll get 1,000. If you're closing two extra, you'll get 2,000.
Okay, take it.
Okay. So I did not put any number of units. There are certain incentive plans which is capped on number of units also, right? So maybe that scenarios will come in your real time, then you can actually put it in that way. Okay, but we have now configured all three: amount based, percentage based, and unit based from the non-reimbursable allowances that we have. Okay, very important to remember. When you have non-reimbursable, there are three options: amount based, percentage, and unit based. Now let's go into the reimbursable part. Although we may not be able to create because we don't have the permissions, but we can at least see, right, how exactly it looks like. So when you go into this section, which is amount-based plan, and it is reimbursable, guys. Now, when you say reimbursable, which means you have to produce the bill. That is more important. Okay. So here you see plan name. I can put like cab reimbursement. Okay. So if your company gives cab reimbursement, then that expense item should be here. Let's say company car. See, there is no option, right? Which means it has not been configured in this, and we don't have the permission to do that also. So let's see if I have something in miscellaneous. No. Right. So what happens when you get certain things in this way, guys? You have to very be sure that what exactly am I going to choose? Okay. So it is something that you have to make sure that you are able to put the data in the right place. And this expense item is going to come from which place? Who will give it to us? Tell me.
The employees?
No, expense item will be given to you by your finance team, right?
Company.
Yeah.
Right,
Finance.
that for what items you can go ahead and get the reimbursement. So
Okay,
that is what has to be mentioned
Okay.
here, that I spent my money to get this for the company. I spent the money to come to office. That's the reason I need a reimbursement. Okay. If some company gives that, they will give it to you. Let's say I need some computer peripheral like my mouse that was not working and I bought it by myself, and you have to reimburse. So again, you have to go into this section, see if that is available. See computer accessories, right? There is no item in that because it has not been configured, but in real time, you will see that value coming up here. And when you have the real time value, then what you need to do? You need to put that, and you need to put that expense accumulator. Expense accumulator basically means they will tell you that in a year, you can have one mouse from the office. So you can put like year to date. Okay. And in case you're submitting cab reimbursements or any other reimbursement, so in that case, you can use month to date also. Because in a month, you don't know how many times your cab broke down, office cab did not come, right? And you're basically taking it like a monthly reimbursement. Okay. I mean, I hope it is clear what is expense accumulator, how exactly are we going to use it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Like for LTA, it would be like 4 years or like that. Yeah.
No, that is not part of this. That is not part of your compensation here.
Okay.
Right. LTA is a component of your base pay. Right. You are again getting confused because we understood that I have a fixed package, right? Out of that 10 lakh, if I'm keeping a 10 lakh as a fixed salary, I will divide that by 12. Correct?
Okay.
And then it will become my monthly salary.
Yeah.
Correct? Now, that bifurcation of monthly salary, that how much it will be? If I divide it by 12, then it will be around something around 75,000, right?
Okay. So HRA is one of your component, right?
Yeah. So these components are not decided by us. Again, I'm saying these
Okay.
components are decided by your finance team. That
Okay.
how much basic salary they want to keep, how much HRA they want to keep, how much conveyance allowance they want to keep, how much special allowance they want to keep, right?
So
We
in they can create a plan name HRA also, right?
They can. No, that is not related to your allowance plan. Again,
Okay.
I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
allowance plan does not mean HRA or conveyance allowance. No, these are all your separate allowance that you are going to create apart from
Your
whatever finance
CTC,
team is creating. Yeah.
other than your CTC, right?
Yes. Other than your, the fixed salary.
Okay. Okay.
So if you have a package of 10 lakhs, it will be broken down by the finance team, because based on that, they will have to give the taxes, right?
Yeah.
Every company has to pay the taxes, and accordingly they choose the base salary, and accordingly your provident fund and everything gets deducted, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it is not HR's responsibility to bifurcate it. It will be done by the finance team. You will say that, okay, this is the fixed package we have offered and they have accepted. Now they will give you the breakup. So once you negotiate, what happens? They will tell you that we can offer you a package of 10 as fixed and 2 as variable. If you say, yes, I'm okay with that, then what they will say, okay, what we will do, we will give you the breakup and we will send you the offer letter. Correct? That is how the negotiation happens. So once you say that I'm okay with the package, they will send those details to the finance team. Now, finance team will prepare the breakup, how each part of the salary is broken down, and then they will give the details which you will send in an offer letter to the candidate, right? This is how it works. Okay, so now you see allowance default, that you want to give a specific number by default, okay? That every month I am giving you some allowance as your, by default. You don't need to raise any bill for that. That also is a possibility. Okay. Let's say there is an allowance called internet allowance, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have a, like a allowance plan, which is by default, you don't need any bill for that. And that is like internet allowance. So, before this pandemic, a lot of company did not create, or they did not have any plan as internet allowances. So what they said that, okay, you continue to work from home, we will give you a, let's say, 1,000 rupees extra per month as your internet allowance, right? You don't have to show any bill, or you don't have to give any bill for that. What you will get every month in your salary 1,000 rupees extra. That is by default. So that is basically called as allowance default. Okay. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Then you see, you want to give it to your full-time employees. So generally, all these things are even given to my, not my, basically the company's consultant also. Because of company reasons, they are traveling, or because of company issues, their laptop is broken, or, the mouse is not working, then how will they work? So even if they have bought it, they will get the reimbursement from the organization. And then you see this option, exclude from merit. In this case, we should check this. Why? Because these things cannot be part of your package. And even this should not be part of your appraisals. Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We cannot save it. The reason is we don't have an expense item. Even if I go ahead and click on OK, I'll get an error. You see that? That expense item is mandatory. Without that, you cannot submit this allowance plan. Okay. So this is about your amount based allowance plan, guys. Okay. So let's say I go back into allowance plan, and this time the allowance plan will be different. What will be the allowance plan?
Unit based.
Unit based. And that is again reimbursable. Okay. So reimbursable unit based plan. So when you have this reimbursable plan, and then it is unit based. So unit based we understood. Okay, so let's say I am putting a reimbursable allowance which is unit based. Now what is unit based? Which means there is something to measure, then only
Yeah,
I can
that's
actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
fuel
So
expense.
yeah, fuel expense, per kilometer expense. So here I can mention that, right, by kilometer. Then in that, let's say fuel reimbursement. Expense item. You have to find it. Otherwise, it will not be there. If it is there, I don't think that comes because we have not set it up anything. No, this is the one, travel and entertainment, right? No, there is no option actually. So basically this needs to be set up. And as I
The
stated, right,
company car also is there, na? You get fuel reimbursements.
company car does not mean that you're going to get fuel reimbursement. The company is sending it to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what I wanted to show you, that this expense item is mandatory. And again, generally everyone claims it month to date. Okay. No one waits till end of the year to claim the fuel bill. They will do it every month. So it will be basically month to date, month to custom start date, whatever you want to use, both the options are available. Okay. And then again, you need to put the unit, frequency, currency. Here, you can add your eligibility rule because not every employee gets the fuel reimbursement. If you are on such a level like director or senior manager or senior director, somebody, then you can claim it. So in that case, you can put this as an eligibility rule. But again, this is something which will not be as per your package. It is not part of your package, guys. Okay, don't try to mix it. Don't try to put it in any package whenever you want to create. And again, you will give this to your full-time employees. You will not give it to your contractors for sure. Number of units that you can cap, that maximum you can put is like, let's say 10 kilometers and 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers per day. And you're coming for a month to office, which is 400. Okay. And per unit amount, you can fix it at like 15. Okay. So it is like 6,000 per month you are getting from the office. Are you getting the plan?
Yeah.
So this will, it's not that it will straight away be given to your salary account. No, it will go into the verification process. So there is a lot of things that goes on the finance side. So when anybody actually goes into the finance module, there is procurement, vendor management, all those things are part of it, right? So you have to go through some business processes there to actually put the approval process and everything. Well, that is not part of our course, but just to explain you, to help you understand how does that work, I'm trying to tell about it. But all those are not part of our course, guys. Okay, so we completed the allowance plan, right? And then we completed eligibility criteria, compensation grade and profile, and then we completed the allowance plan. Now, what is left? So in this chapter, we are left with compensation package. And then package, what is this package about? Package is a combination of compensation grade plus compensation grade profile. Okay. If you want to use compensation grade, you can't use compensation grade profile. But if you want to use compensation grade profile, then you can't use compensation grade. Okay. You have to choose one of them. And then you see this option, a compensation plan or allowance plan. So compensation plan or allowance plan is same. There's no change in that. Okay, so let's try to create a package. So the task to create a package is create compensation package. So now we have to click on OK. Now you see this option. Compensation grades, compensation plans. So when you try to create a package, let's say I'm creating a package for WLE7 underscore account executive. Okay.
WLE7.
Okay. Now you see compensation grade. So I will try to find the compensation grade here. Okay. I'm sorry. It will again give me some error. Yeah. See, I have got the account executive and I also have got the manager now. Do you see that?
Yes.
So it all depends upon me what I want to choose, but I will choose account executive compensation grade. And then in this compensation plan, all my allowance plans will be coming. Okay. If I just create it, see, all my allowance plan is coming, right? Backlog incentive plan, performance bonus plan. And I think I did not add the code to that particular part, right? Which was amount based plan. That's the reason it is not coming. So let's use percentage performance bonus. Percentage, I think, did not add that. Now you see the eligibility rule is also linked. So if you look into this, the eligibility rule is also linked. So if you want to put that performance bonus as a part of your package, do link your eligibility rule so that it becomes easy to find it out. Okay. So now my variable amount and my fixed amount is put together, right? Do you see that?
Yeah.
This is my fixed amount. This is my variable amount.
Very good.
And now some companies also have advanced compensation enabled. Now, when you have advanced compensation, although that is not part of the curriculum, but still I'm showing it to you. So there are a lot of things like I'll show you create configurable compensation basis, right? When I click on that, you see what are the things which is going to come. You may not have seen that. You see the salary plans. So this is a chapter in itself. Then you have period salary plans. Do you know what is a period salary plan? Anybody guys of you? So
No.
it is not necessary that you get a pay monthly. In some countries, what happens is the pay is given as once in 15 days or a weekly payment or a daily also.
Yes, yes.
Right? So there is a specific period. So that is the reason we call it as period salary plan. And then allowance plan is the same, that we don't make any changes. But now you see there is bonus plan, stock plans, commission plans, right? Calculated plans. Now all these are different, and they're all, a chapter in itself. Retirement saving plan, future payment plan, right? All these things are part of your package which you want to use if you want to go ahead and perform these advanced
So
compensation.
under which module these are covered?
Advanced compensation. You have more things in the advanced compensation. Okay, that's the reason I said that this is core compensation, which is just like a base for your advanced. So if you don't know how to configure this, you would not be able to use those advanced compensation, because that will also come in this only, because when you're creating a package, then only you saw it, right? Compensation basis. So you can add this as a basis in this particular part. Some company gives you RCSUs. RCSU is basically, what does that mean is your shares, some stocks, right? So you can add that also as a part of your package. Yep. Does that make sense? I hope it's clear to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right then. Okay, guys. Now our package is also created. So how do we send the offer letter? That you will study when you go into the recruitment module, because offer letter is picked up based on this salary only. So I give you an example, right? That someone who is getting into the organization, and my range of salary is 4 to 12. Okay, I'm just giving an example. 4 lakhs to 12 lakhs, and someone who is getting 3.5 and they said I need 30% hike. So 30% hike of 3.5 is
One
how
lakh.
much?
It's 4 lakh 55,000.
Yeah, so 4.5.
Yeah.
So my base pay starts with 4. What I'll do, I'll give the base pay as 4 and 50,000 as a variable amount. So my work is done, right?
Yeah.
So in that, the person falls in segment 1 itself. So a lot of things is taken care of. And that will be the most easiest choice by a recruiter. Recruiter will be very happy to offer that because you fall in segment 1 only.